All right, welcome back to Humbabe. It's going to be episode 2. And Alex, something that I realized we forgot to do last time. You know what it is?
What is it?
We forgot to say our names. So I'm Sam.
You said my name. My name's Alex.
I know. Well, I said your name last time too, but we got to formally say it. So I'm Sam. That's Alex.
All right.
And also, before we start, got to say one more thing. Today is Truck Day.
What's that?
When the teams pack up the truck and they go down to Florida, Arizona, means we're almost at spring training, almost ready for season to start.
You smell that? It's almost time to report.
Woo!
Spring training. I smell it in the air.
All right. What's on the agenda for today?
Before we start, I gotta show you my new shirt.
Oh,
See this?
Subway Series.
Subway Series.
Oh,
Shout out
the
to
green background. Ooh.
All right, let's get started.
All right, tell us what's on the agenda for today.
Okay, so today we're gonna go over the recent news that happened in baseball, and we're gonna go over our award predictions as long as our top 5 home run leaders for 2023, like a prediction for that.
All right, so
you want to get started with the first guy?
Let's start with the I think the biggest news of the week, which was the Orioles trading for Cole Irvin. They also got Kyle Verbitsky. They traded away the number 16th prospect, Daryl Hernandez. So I'll start. I'll give you my first reactions to the trade, which were that I really was kind of disappointed. I was disappointed overall in the Orioles' whole offseason. I thought it was a little lackluster. They didn't really get the big free agent that I kind of wanted them to get, which would be a pitcher. I would have liked for Rodon, but that was a little unrealistic. But now let's talk about Irvin, and he's a guy that averages 91 on his fastball. He tops around 94, but usually on 91. He's a low spin rate guy on all his pitches, and he doesn't rank well on most stats. He's low, doesn't K very many guys. He's a bad expected slug, 3.9 ERA last season, which is decent, but a 4.4 expected ERA. But honestly, as more people were talking about, as I looked a little deeper, despite the bad kind of StatCast stats, I liked the trade a little more as I looked into it more because he had a couple blow-up starts at the end of the year. And if you exclude his worst 6 starts, his ERA was actually only 2.99, which is very good. And then also you think about now he's going to be pitching at Camden Yards with that huge left field wall. That will also make him better. Less home runs. Orioles have a terrific ground ball infield defense. Pretty good outfield defense with Mullins and Hayes. So that will help him out. And he's an innings eater, which I like. 181 innings last year, which is like Jordan Lyles, innings eater. You need guys to eat innings. Obviously, he's not the ace. He's not going to be the guy. He's not going to be your number one. But if you put him 3-4 in the rotation, eat innings, he's going to pitch huge innings to the Orioles this year. The fastball plays at the top of the zone. He's riding that like that lefty, like Nestor Cortez, like Justin Steele at the top of the zone. He needs to do that more. And he's going to get guys with that. But the issue is the sinker. The sinker and the curveball were hit a ton last year. Sinker gets left up too high in the zone, gets crushed. If the Orioles really coach him in, help him out with the fastball, throw the four-seamer more, add a slider maybe, a better off-speed pitch, I think he could be fairly decent. And he said in an interview so far when he first got traded that his velo is up so far this year. He said that the velo is up, and I'm excited to see it. And if he pitches well, he's got 4 years of club control. So overall, although I didn't love it initially, and the Orioles, no matter what, aside from this, they still need to add the number one. They need to get a guy to be the guy in the Orioles staff, but I don't mind the deal. 4 years of club control, it won't be so bad.
You stole the words, like literally right out of my notes. I wrote Cole Irvin, the replacement for Jordan Lyles. He will eat innings. So while researching him, I found that over his past 2 years, he threw 359.1 innings over the past 2 seasons, which is 13th in MLB over that span. And like you say, he's a soft tosser, doesn't throw hard, low spin rate guy. He's 4th percentile in spin rate for fastball and 6th percentile in spin rate for his breaking ball. He has good command. He has a 2.0 walks per 9 in his career. And something I noticed is that he has very drastic splits at home and on the road. So at home, he has a 3.64 ERA in his career, and on the road, he has a 5.23 ERA. in his career, which makes sense considering he's been pitching in Oakland his whole not his whole career. He was on the Phillies before, but as a starter, he's pitched in Oakland for his whole career.
And also Oakland's big. Like Baltimore,
Oakland is
Oakland's a
big.
big
It's a
stadium.
pitcher's friendly park, so I think the splits will remain the same next year, and you're going to get someone that you know will take the ball every fifth day. He won't be great. I don't think he'll be terrible either. He'll be like a mid-4 ERA kind of guy, and if he repeats his season last year, it'd be a win in my opinion. Orioles also gave up Kyle Verbitsky. I see him as a lottery ticket arm. His minor league ratios are really good. He strikes out batters. He doesn't walk many people, but he gives a lot of hits. His whip's pretty high. His minor league career whip is like 1.3. Pretty high.
Yeah, that's kind of just a lottery ticket. He's a big guy though. I think he's 6'7", if that's right. Throws hard. I mean, just going to be a high A-ball guy for now. We'll see how far he gets. It's kind of just a throw in there. And they gave up Hernaiz, 16th ranked prospect. He was a surging Orioles shortstop. The Orioles have so much depth in the minor leagues and at the shortstop position. And Mike Elias didn't say this, but he alluded to the fact that he would have been Rule 5 eligible and they wouldn't have protected him next season. So he would have just been claimed. So I like the idea of getting value for him. But yeah, that's what I got on Hernaiz.
Yeah, so Hernaiz for me, utility prospect. He can play short, second, and third, all pretty average, fairly well. According to Fangraphs, he's a 40 future value prospect, which means that his projected role in MLB right now, or his floor, is a bench player with the potential to be a starter. But right now, if he wants to make the majors, he'll probably be a bench player. So, I mean, Cole Irvin, he's a solid pitcher. I would say he's like slightly below average. So, I mean, I don't think anyone lost, but the Orioles definitely, I think, they definitely needed Irvin more than the A's do because I think they're still in a rebuilding stage, in my opinion, and they need someone that they know will take the ball every 5 days and someone that's durable and will eat innings like Jordan Lyles did.
Fair. I mean, here's a question. Do you think he's better than Jordan Lyles, or would they have been better just re-signing Lyles and not making this trade?
I think I would choose Irvin. I think they're very similar pitchers. I think Lyles has better strikeout stuff, but Irvin also has control on his side. Like you said, he has 4 years of control left. He'll be very cheaper than Jordan Lyles. So I think it's a good trade. I think it's a good replacement. And like you said, Hernaiz was Rule 5 eligible. He wouldn't have been protected anyways. So.
No. You want to get into Jeffrey Springs?
And the Rays. Yeah, the Rays extended 3 players this offseason. Actually, over the past week, Jeffrey Springs, Yanni Diaz, and Pete Fairbanks, all pretty important players on the Rays. Yeah, let's start with Jeffrey Springs. What do you guys say?
4 years, $31 million. First of all, just overall with the Rays, the 3 extensions are unraised. I love it because the Rays, they don't have players that they keep for very long. I like that they extend all 3 guys. All 3 guys are pretty important to the team. So just starting with Springs, last season, tremendous last season. Again, not a guy that throws hard, a left-handed arm, tops 92, 93, usually around 90, 91. But he's a low walk rate guy, but he still is able to strike guys out, like Steele, like Nestor Cortez. I love it. Riding the 4-seam fastball up at the zone, and guys still can't hit it. Very good slider off of it. And something I noticed about him is he extends well. So he's out in front of the plate with the arm. It's going to add velo without adding velo in a way because you're closer to the plate. You're going to get on the hitter a little better. And he's the 95th percentile on chase rate. So he's getting guys to chase. Last year, 2.46 ERA. Excellent. xERA was 3.27. Still very good. I know that's
Very good.
Yeah, not as good as what his actual ERA was, but still very good. And I love that they're rewarding him for a very good season. And the thing with the Rays, I've seen in recent years, they're very good predictors of future stats. They know when to trade guys, they know when to keep guys. If they're going to buy into Jeffrey Springs for 4 more years, I have to believe that he's a really good pitcher. So I like it.
All right, so his contract details: 4 years, $31 million, club option 2017 for $15 million with a $750K buyout if they choose not to pick up the club option. That means the Rays are buying out 2 free agent years for Springs because he is currently accumulated 4 years of service time. So like you said, amazing 2022 season. As a full-time starter for first time in his career, posted a 3.0 F4, followed up on his tremendous year in 2021, but he was mainly a reliever then. And like you said, the Rays always, they know when to acquire guys, they know when to let go of guys, they know how to fix guys. They fix them, they turn them into a nasty pitcher. His pro way pitch is a nasty changeup down the way. He's 31 years old, which makes me question if he can repeat it because I don't know. Last year was his first year as a starter. Can he do it again? That's the question. Obviously, you think so. I had to see it again, but
It's a fair point.
obviously, yeah. You want to say
Yeah,
something?
no, you got it. It's just a fair point. Obviously, there's only 1 year of a sample size here, but I think he can do it again. Sorry for cutting you off there.
That's okay. Yeah, but if he can't continue it again, it's a bargain. And if he doesn't, then usually for any other club, it wouldn't be like a big contract, but for the Rays, 10 million for his free agent year is a decent amount. So we'll see how it works out. So next player that the Rays extended over the past week is Yanni Diaz. Would you like to say something about Yanni Diaz?
Well, he crushes the baseball. He hits the ball extremely hard. He's on the ground a lot. Top 8% in WOBA, high on base, high walk rate. So he's getting on base. He's not a great defender, but it's not really his thing. He's been huge for the Rays the past few years. Consistently good offensively on their team. High average guy, destroys fastballs. Again, ground ball hitter. Only 9 home runs. Capable of hitting a lot more if he lifted the ball, but that's just not his swing. He does what he does. 3 years, 24 is a steal, I think. Or not a steal, it's a good deal. I like it.
All right, he has contract details: 3 years, 24 million, 8 million a year, club option for 8 million. After 3, 24, I think after club option for 26. His contract buys out 1 free agency year. And like you said, his raw power is insane. He's over 90 percentile in most power categories, so he's 90 percentile and over in max exit velo, average exit velo, hard hit percentage. And so his raw power is insane. And I would, when he edits the video, I want to see a producer Gabe put up a photo of Yanni Diaz's biceps. They're insane. They're huge. You got to put them up, Gabe. Got to put them up.
Michael
The reason why he doesn't. Michael, if not even bigger, it's crazy. Yeah, so his launch angle is routinely in the single digits, which is why he doesn't like hit many home runs. Like you said, he's a bad defender. And one thing I like about him, he doesn't strike out a lot. He barely strikes out, but he walks a ton. So he's still a very good hitter overall. 143 OPS plus in 2022. And he's just a very good hitter, professional hitter, I would call him. Michael Brantley like with bigger biceps.
All right, and the other guy is Fairbanks. And so reliever, filthy, hard thrower, 99 plus velo. 3 years for 12 million. And when he's right, that's where he's at. He's at 99 plus, just grooving it up there at the top of the zone. High spin rate guy, great extension, disgusting arm angle. He's coming from all the way up here. Curveball's coming straight down 12-6. Last 22 innings of last year, he was scoreless. But again, there's the injury concerns. He was injured a lot last year, injured the year before. When he's injured or when there's like a concern, sometimes you'll see him dip down to like 94 velo, and that's when he gets hit a little bit. But when he's right, he's really hard to hit.
When he's right, I would say he's a top 10 reliever easy. He has nasty stuff. His contract 3 years, 12 million. Like you said, he's your typical modern reliever. Throws a hard fastball up in the zone. Hard breaking ball down the way. And I love watching him pitch, not only because of his stuff, because of his like eyes. He doesn't blink. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
He's like, and he throws the ball. He doesn't even blink. His eyes bulges up. It's funny. So yeah, all these extensions very un-Rays like, but they're all very good deals.
Sure.
And it's just smart business for the Rays. All 3 of these players are going to be contributors for their 2023 team. And I'm excited to see what kind of product the Rays put out this year. They're going to be a fringe wildcard team, like they always are. So we'll see.
Pitching's insane this year for the Rays.
Yeah, it is insane.
And I'm a little surprised the Rays didn't have a trade this offseason. They didn't trade one of their star players.
I know. So last player, Jeff McNeil for the Mets. Super utility guy, but now he's a second baseman. 4 years, $50 million. Club option for 2027 for $12.5 million. And it buys out 2 free agency years. Jeff McNeil, he's just throwback hitter. He'll hit 300. He won't strike out. He won't walk. He'll just put the ball in play. And he won't have much power. He's average defender second, but with the shift rules coming up, I could definitely see him producing like he did last year, spraying the ball all over the field.
Great season for McNeil last year. Good job by the Mets. But again, Steve Cohen just dishing out the money to everyone, basically. And what he pays to McNeil, he's going to have to double in the tax over the salary cap. But I don't think he cares. He's just getting a good player, keeping him on the Mets.
Yep.
And, yeah.
Okay. So those are our current news over the past week that's happened. Anytime we have news for next week, we'll go over it. Actually, we didn't take any notes for this player, but he actually got signed today. Zach Greinke, going back to the Royals on a 1-year deal. You just want to spew some thoughts straight from the brain?
Yeah. So, I mean, he's not throwing 100 anymore, obviously. He's definitely old 39-year-old Zach Greinke. But it won't matter much. I mean, he might retire after this year. Maybe he goes 1 more year. But on the Royals, it won't matter. The Royals are not a very good team. He'll be a good leader on the team. I mean, I know he's got a little social anxiety. I don't know how much he talks in the clubhouse, but he'll be a good leader for the young guys on the team. A lot of young guys on the Royals. And I like watching him pitch. I like watching him just throw like 60-mile-per-hour curveballs into people and fool them. But obviously not as good as he once was. Still a good signing for the Royals.
Yeah, he's definitely on the decline. He might retire after this year. Might be his farewell. I always wanted to see him get a ring. I remember like 2019 World Series Game 7. He was switching the game of his life, and AJ Hinch took him out. That could have cost him World Series. You never know. His stuff's declining. He doesn't strike out anyone anymore. He'll still eat innings, and he'll be a good leader for pitchers. Honestly, he's probably better than most pitchers, even on the Royals right now. Who do they even have? Singer.
I mean, I like Singer's 2-seam, but he can struggle at times. He's
better than most of their. But he's better than most of their like top pitchers.
I can't even. Who else is pitching on the Royals? They signed Jordan Lyles,
Jackson Kowar, Daniel Lynch. There's so many like busts. Yeah. I don't know.
I mean, he fits pretty much their average. Not average, but he fits in well with that rotation. Pretty subpar rotation.
Just a happy. I'm like happy for him. Happy for the Royals. Like it'll be good. It'll be good to see him pitch again in the Royal Blue, where he started his career.
Yeah.
All right. Should we move on to our award predictions?
Let's go. AL Cy Young. AL. What do we want to start a Cy Young?
AL. Let's start with Rookie of the Year.
Rookie
of the Year.
Rookie of the Year.
So after every selection, we're going to provide odds, according to FanDuel. So bet responsibly. If you do decide to listen to us, yeah, let's go. Give us your AL Rookie of the Year. I have a feeling it's to be the same as mine.
I'm going with the favorite. I'm going Gunnar Henderson, plus 350. Pretty good. That's pretty good odds, honestly, for the favorite.
That's pretty good odds.
Number 1 prospect in baseball, and it's for a reason. He's only 21 years old. Elite speed, elite arm strength. He's disciplined. He takes his walks, but he still hits for power. I think he's going to hit over 20, maybe over 25 home runs this year. He smokes the ball, 92.4 average exit velo, and he uses the whole field. He's driving the ball side to side, and no more shift. Doesn't matter. Still, you can use the whole field. This guy's a stud. Going to be a star on the Orioles.
So I knew you were going to pick Henderson, not only because he's the number 1 prospect in baseball, but you're also an Orioles fan. And I was trying to find someone else that could compete against him. I just couldn't. Like he's a clear favorite, and he's a clear pick right now for me. I'm going Gunnar Henderson too. at plus 350. I think it's actually solid money. I think it should be like closer.
Be a little lower
I
than
think
that.
it should be like in the hundreds or maybe even 200s. Um, I mean, he has. I don't think he has one standout trait, but he's just good in every single aspect of baseball. Like he doesn't have like an elite trait. Like he doesn't have elite power, elite contact, but he'll be like a very, very good player. Is he gonna play third this year or second?
I think he will. I think he will start at second. Ooh, I mean, he might play third. Thing is, I think he's going to move around the whole field. I think Mateo's going to play short, but he's going to play short sometimes too. So they don't have Odor anymore, but they signed Frazier, Adam Frazier. But he'll play second.
Adam Frazier second.
Yeah, but they have Arias playing third too. So he'll move around, but he'll be all over the infield this year. I don't know if he'll have a solid, distinct position, but he'll move around.
He's good wherever. He's a good defender. Like wherever he'll be. So I'm not too worried about all the position changes. And as for him as a hitter, I mean, tore up the minors last year. His cameo in the big leagues last year is very good as well. So and he's going to start on opening day roster. You know, they can't manipulate his time. So, I mean, he has to be the pick, and he is the clear favorite according to FanDuel and every other sports book and every other experts that you ask. Okay, who's your dark horse, Sam?
So I'm going plus 8,000 on the odds. So you're getting huge, huge money here.
God. Bet responsibly. Bet
responsibly. I'm not suggesting. I would still go Gunnar Harrison. I'm just saying, if you want the dark horse, I'm going Curtis Mead on the Rays. I think the Rays are going to need his. I think the Rays are going to need his production. He's a big third baseman. He's graded out with 60 power. It's out of 80 for the prospect scout grading. He doesn't strike out very much. Low K rate. He hits for average and power in the minors. He uses the whole field. But I think the Rays. I mean, I'm looking at dominant pitching. The pitching's ridiculous. But who's contributing offensively? They really don't have very much offensively, especially very much power. I like Mead to get playing time and to really produce. I don't think he'll win Rookie of the Year, but it's a good high value bet.
Has he played in AAA yet? Mead?
I think he has. I'm gonna look again.
All right. Okay. So Curtis Mead, I've heard of him. He's Australian. I'm pretty sure. Should be fun. I know he's a top prospect. Hitting wise. And like who do you even have in the outfield? Sirius center, Ozores-Albright in left. I think he has a spot on the right, but they won't call him up right away.
Margot is still there, right? Correct. Yeah.
What?
He played in AAA last year.
Josh Lowe is not good. So.
No, I said Margot.
Margot, yeah. So I think he's plus 8,000 for a reason. He won't be called up right away. But man, when he gets called up and he rakes, I can definitely see it coming to fruition. But
yeah,
if he hasn't played AAA
yet, he did play AAA last year. Not very many games. Only 20 games, but he was there. At least
they're probably going to give him. I think they're going to call him up after All-Star break, if anything. So it's a long shot, but it's worth it. But so my dark horse plus 1,700 at FanDuel, but I'm pretty sure you could get him at like plus 3,500 at Caesars. I'm going with someone that can start opening day for my New York Yankees, Oswald Peraza. Our second best prospect in the organization behind Volpe. But Volpe, I don't think he'll start. I don't think he'll come up right away. I think the job is Peraza's to lose. Honestly, I see him as the next Jeremy Pena. Like Jeremy Pena, elite defender. Oswald Peraza, he's a 60. He's graded out as a 60 rated defender. That's his calling card, defense and speed. And he plays for the Yankees. As long as he hits like he should, I'm expecting like a league average bat with some pop and spectacular defense. The WAR numbers are going to kick up, and the fact that he's playing the Yankees is going to give him more coverage. And he's a shortstop for the Yankees. The shortstop. It's not like the shortstop for the Marlins. It's a shortstop for the New York Yankees. It's important. And I think if he has like a season like Pena did last year with a good pop, league average bat, with elite defense and elite speed, I think he can win Rookie of the Year. I feel better. I feel very good about this dark horse pick. He's not your typical dark horse.
I like the dark horse pick. I just don't know if they'll be able to do enough offensively. That's my
Fair
concern.
point. Fair point.
Last year didn't particularly impress me offensively. So I mean, we'll see. I know he'll get opportunity this year for sure. You would not want. I mean, I like IKF, but IKF can't be your shortstop every day. So he'll get opportunity for sure.
IKF sucks. He better get out the team.
The king of the single, IKF. But
I'm serious. What's this walk-up song again? I want to like.
I knew it. What is it? I do know what it is though. I'll have to look it up. I had it.
Yeah, no, you told me about it before. That's why.
It sounds Hawaiian, but it's not. Like,
all right, the point is
IKF. I'm gonna find it. I gotta find it.
IKF is trash.
Where is it? Attention span by Revolution.
Attention span. If IKF starts at shortstop for the New York Yankees opening day, I'll give everyone $1.
I actually think he will. I think he will.
You think he will?
I think he will. I think IKF is starting on opening day.
Are we chalking that to another bet?
Sure. IKF starts opening day.
Okay. Let's put 10 on this.
I mean, I'm not confident in this one at all, but I think the Yankees will start. We'll put 10 on it. IKF to start opening day.
Okay. I say no. I think Peraza will.
Yeah.
All right, let's move to NL Rookie of the Year. Who's your pick? Who's your number one pick?
So my NL Rookie of the Year is the favorite again. I mean, I don't like going with the favorite all the time, but it is the favorite. It's Corbin Carroll on the Diamondbacks. What?
No, that was gonna be my pick too.
Oh yeah, I mean he's very good. He brings elite speed, 100th percentile in speed, and watch out with the new rule changes. Bigger stolen bases. I mean, bigger bases, more stolen bases. And he's not the biggest guy, 5'10", I believe. So he doesn't hit the ball the hardest out of everyone. Just a taste of the MLB last year, and he'll adjust. He'll cut down on the Ks. He'll get the ball in the air a little bit more. But he has some power. He's going to get a ton of infield hits with the speed. So he'll overproduce his expected stats. And he reminds you, I mean, I'm not going to compare him to Trey Turner, but he reminds me a little bit of him. So what do you got on Corbin Carroll? Because he's been
my Corbin Carroll plus 420. He's been my favorite prospect, and since for a couple of years now, I've followed his career. I remember he tore his labrum, I'm pretty sure, on a swing 2021 season. Came back in 2022, tore up the minor leagues, got the call up, and produced. He produced. He has good power for someone his size. He's the fastest player in baseball, I think, 100 percentile speed. Yeah. Elite defender. He's a good hit tool. Like, I think he's the next superstar. I really do. I think he's the next superstar. I think he's someone that can be someone like Starling Marte in their prime with the Pirates. I think he's a superstar. Corbin Carroll in the making. I remember my older brother Brian. Shout out to him if you're listening to this, like you did today. You asked me like what prospects did you invest in for baseball cards, and I said Corbin Carroll because I believe this guy's could be a hit. He's going to be a huge superstar in Arizona, and I'm really looking forward to see what he does this year.
Well, yeah, the Diamondbacks have pieces to build around now. They're getting better each of the past few seasons. The pitching is, you got Gallen, you have Merrill Kelly, you got Drew Jameson, a couple guys in that to build around there pitching-wise, and now offensively to build around Corbin Carroll. Christian Walker had a good year last year. They got some guys they can build around. I don't think it's this year, but I think it's coming soon for the Diamondbacks. So you want to tell me your dark horse?
My dark horse, top prospect for the Phillies, plus 1,900 at FanduelSportsbook.com. Andrew Painter. Have you heard of him?
Yeah, number one pitching prospect.
Oh my God. Is he? No, it's not.
He is. He passed Grayson Rodriguez.
Really?
In recent rankings, yeah.
Wow, I didn't know that, but I actually didn't know that. The Phillies starting rotation. All right, you got Nola, Wheeler, Suarez, Walker, and Bailey Falter. Walker and Bailey Falter. You can't call yourself a contender if your last two starters are Taiwan Walker and Bailey Falter. And this is where Andrew Painter comes in to save the day. Top pitching prospect. He can blow 100 by you. He can throw a breaking ball wherever he wants. He has amazing command. He'll strike out guys. He's durable. He's efficient. Low whip. Whatever you want in a pitcher, he's got it. Andrew Painter is him. He is the next ace in Philadelphia. He's going to solidify himself as a big three with Zach Kuhn, Aaron Nola. I predict
ridiculous. Those three are ridiculous.
In May. He's coming up in May because Bailey Fowler is gonna be trash, and
Come on.
yeah, he's gonna be trash. Andrew Painter, man, I'm excited to see him. I really
can't go every fifth day with Bailey Falls for the whole season.
He can't. Bailey Fowler, if you listen to this, I'm sorry, you suck. Like you suck. Oh man, where am I going with this? Andrew Painter. What was I going to say?
The outside corner. Painting the edges.
Wait, I forgot what I was going to say. Andrew Painter.
At the top of the zone. Ooh, yeah. Come on.
Yes, Andrew Painter. Here you go. He reminds me of Spencer Strider last year. That's going to come in and strike out, take the league by storm, strike out everyone. He's going to be the next big thing in Philadelphia, in my opinion. Next big ace that they need, and he's gonna be the X factor, in my opinion. It's hard to pin an X factor on the rookie, but he's that good, and Bailey Fowler's not. So yeah.
Well, yeah, that would have been my pick, but I wanted to go a little more dark horse. I've been picking my dark horse is a pretty high value, and I went to a guy who you definitely and a lot of people might have forgotten in the Marlins system. Sixto Sanchez at plus 4,000, and he hasn't pitched since 2020. The injury concerns are real. They've been really haunting him for his career, but he's lost the elite Miami pitching. And at one time, he was a huge prospect. 98 velo plus. Just like Alcantara, the changeup is over 90 with the velo. Throwing it, then still a difference because he throws so hard. You get the changeup, it's still good. It's an elite changeup, just like Alcantara. The above average movement on every single one of his pitches, especially the slider, is insane, electric. His 2020 stats were terrific. If he can get back to that, he's really going to be terrific for Miami. His expected stats are really good. I think it's finally time for him to come back to the major leagues, be with that elite Marlins pitching staff, ride with them, and he can be insane. He kind of throws a little bit like Alcantara. He's not Alcantara, but he has the potential to be that good. And it's just been a shame that he hasn't been able to pitch in 2020 because his stuff is ridiculous.
I've been watching him over COVID season during the Mickey Mouse year. Oh my God, he like averages 100. His changeup's like 93, 94. I just worry about his health. I mean,
for sure,
his arm and shoulder must be like broken by now. I don't know. I'm curious to see if he can even throw this hard again at like the rate he did.
Last season, they were saying, "Oh, he'll be back by the season starts." Then they're like, "Oh, a month in, working on his shoulder, working out."
The labor
on the shoulder.
He got another surgery shoulder.
Yeah, and then they kept going, and then he didn't pitch the whole season. I was like, "What's up with that?" So yeah, it's definitely a real concern. If he can really get healthy, if he can get back to form, I think there's serious potential.
I think it just says surgery shoulder. He had another shoulder surgery.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was funny before. No, I like the pick. I'm surprised only plus 4,000. It should be way more. He hasn't pitched in 2 years, and even if he does pitch, he's going to be on a restriction.
Yeah, definite innings limit.
Definitely a huge long shot. I'm surprised only plus 4,000. It should be like plus 10,000, even if not more. So those are our picks for Rookie of the Year. Let's move on to the Cy Young Award winners. In our opinion, let's start with the AL. Who is your AL Cy Young pick for 2023?
So I'm going with the theme of innings limit here, which isn't a good theme, but I'm going with Tyler Glasnow, who is my favorite pitcher in the whole league. I just love him. Plus 3,000. Huge dude, 6'8", 225. 99 percentile extension. So with that huge size, he's really on you.
6'8". He's 6'8".
on you.
That's
yeah, and he's just coming out after you. I can't even imagine what it feels like as a hitter. In the last 3 seasons, while he's been healthy, which has been the problem because he had Tommy John, top 3% in the league in K rate, 33 to 38%. His walks have gone down every season. He's gaining more control. He's becoming more of a veteran pitcher, averaging 97.4 on the four-seamer. And he's got that carpal tunnel, baby. He's natural cut on that pitch, just whoop, riding right into the zone, humming it at the top of the zone. Humbabe. 2450 RPM on the four-seamer, 2800 RPM on the curve. Huge spin rate guy. Whiff rate 56% on the curve. Yes, he'll have the innings limit because he's still coming off the injury. But while he's there, he's going to be electric. Second highest K rate to DeGrom. You can't ignore that. I don't know who your pick is going to be, so I'll wait before I say who my second choice would have been. But yeah.
Your second favorite, like your second.
Yeah, not my dark horse, but a guy that I would have picked if I didn't pick Glass now, because the pitching in the AL, well, not both AL and NL, but there's a guy that I a little lower value, but I think is really good to pair with Glass now. But Glass now is my official pick. I think he's ridiculously good.
I was thinking about Glass now, but I'm worried about the innings. In order to win Cy Young, I feel you need volume along with good pitching. I don't know if he'll provide that volume.
Oh, for sure. Definite concern.
But Cy Young stuff for an ace like Tyler Glass now, I mean, I could see it, but I don't know if he'll throw enough innings, which is funny because my pick is the favorite. It's Jacob deGrom, plus 600. Newly signed by the Rangers for a ridiculous amount of money. Well, Jacob deGrom, it's simple. One healthy, best pitcher in baseball by far. No one even comes close. No one can sniff him. That's just the question. Can he make 30-plus starts? And if he does, the award will go to him, in my opinion. Last year with the Mets, 3.03 ERA, but his whip was like 0.5. He gave the home run ball a little bit. He strikes out like 14 batters per 9. He walks barely over like one batter per 9. He's incredible. I mean, the only thing that's stopping him from winning this award is health. And I think at plus 600, you're just betting on him staying healthy. And with the Rangers, who need every ounce of innings from him in order to make the playoffs, he won't have any restrictions. So the only thing that's stopping him is his health, which is a huge question mark, but he's just the best pitcher in baseball by far. I just can't bet against him.
Without a doubt, when he's healthy, he is the best pitcher in baseball. He's unhittable. He's consistent. Like, there are times when he's just every pitch is 102, and then that slider is just like tunneling exactly 95. The same, and falling off at 95. The changeup is 94. Everything's over 90, basically. That's ridiculously hard to hit. And then he's just dotting with the fastball. But the thing, I couldn't pick him. He's been injured basically each of the past however many seasons. And that concerns me more than it does for Glasnow, because I feel like Glasnow had the injury and is coming back from the injury, where I don't feel like a repeat injury is a problem. DeGrom gets a new injury basically every year. So that's my concern for him. And I just got to mention before I say my dark horse, I just wasn't sure if you were going to pick this guy, so I held off. McClanahan, also on the Rays, is just ridiculous. 94th percentile in whiff rate. He's running up to 102 with the velo. 87% K rate, 82% walk rate. So he's in the zone. 88% hard hit, 80th percentile hard hit rate, 89 in extension. He doesn't spin the ball like crazy, but not every guy does. Alcantara's not a high spin rate guy either. The curveball and changeup are unbelievable. Under 200 expected batting average against. The movement on his pitches is insane. 4.3 horizontal movement on the four-seamer. That's way more than the average. And the thing that I really think is different about McClanahan, which is similar to Alcantara, except McClanahan strikes out even more guys, is that he's 7th in ground ball percentage. So he's keeping the ball on the ground while still striking out, while still being a strikeout guy. Over 50% of the balls are on the ground. Like, you're not going to get hurt like that if you're not coming up with home runs. And then he's still a strikeout guy. So again, my pick is Glasnow, but McClanahan, that Rays pitching is insane to me. Ridiculous.
This is ridiculous. You want to give your dark horse while you're at it?
Yeah, so now, since I'm fired up, I'm going to go dark horse, and I'm going to stay in the AL East. I'm going to go to Brian Bello at plus 20,000.
Oh my God.
It's quite the dark horse.
Super dark horse.
It's quite the dark horse. I know. Yes, I don't actually believe he's going to be a Cy Young. It's my dark horse. But he's got the tools. 97 plus velo. He's keeping the guys off the barrel. 80 percentile in barrel percentage. Low exit velo against. And the stats are influenced because smaller sample size, rookie season, didn't come up for a while, by the poor start. He really started off really poorly. But then he got much better, if you saw, as the season went on. By the end of the year, he was really good.
Yep.
So 4.7 ERA, but only 3.8 expected ERA. He's got the high walk rate, 10%, which is typical of rookies. But I expect major improvement in that area. The high walk rate is really typical of rookie pitchers, and he'll get much better. 55% ground ball rate, that's really good. Elite sinker movement and elite slider movement, those tunnel together, so that's a good pairing. Yes, I don't think he'll be dark horse, but I think he'll be an excellent pitcher to come. So the Red Sox really got something there with Bello. So that is my dark horse. What is your dark horse?
Yeah.
Or you can respond to that.
Yeah, I'll talk about Bello. I agree. He has major potential. I remember Red Sox fans were hyping him up as the next Pedro Martinez, which is quite a comparison. But man, he has the stuff. He has an electric arm. He ended up the season very hot. Mike Seamus, I would make it his ceiling. His top comp is Alcantara with his sinker ground ball profile. So my dark horse from the Seattle Mariners plus 8,000. George Kirby. What do you think?
That's a fair pick. It wouldn't be my pick. I mean, I don't know what you're going to say about Kirby, but I would prefer the odds of Bello at plus 20,000 than Kirby at plus 8,000. He's good, but I don't think he's elite. I don't think he's that next step.
I think
I would choose Gilbert over Kirby.
Not even close. I don't think so. Kirby, oh man, he is the best command pitcher in baseball. Oh, he's one of the best control pitchers in baseball already. He barely walks anyone, just a hair above one. That's been his profile throughout his entire career, even in the minor leagues. And over the years, his stuff has really ticked up. And his stuff is ticked up. And he was also able to maintain the elite command that he has. So his stuff now, he sits at 96, 97, with sharp breaking ball. And his mechanics are repeatable. I mean, obviously I can't predict any injuries, but I think he won't have any innings restrictions. I think he'll be good to go. I think he'll be an elite starting pitcher this year. I don't think he'll win the Cy Young. I think he'll finish top 10 in the Cy Young voting this year. He's going to be the Mariners' ace. It won't be Gilbert. It won't be Rick. No, I take it back. He will emerge as the number 2 because Luis Castillo is the ace for Mariners. I would slot Kirby above Gilbert.
Castillo's very good.
I would slot Kirby above Gilbert.
We'll see.
Yeah, he's my dark horse at plus 8,000. I really love the pick. I might throw some money on it. I definitely will. I love Kirby that much. I love pitchers that don't walk people.
No, walking is for sure. Walks are free runs. They don't actually, but they walks turn into runs. When you're walking too many guys, free base runners, MLB teams take advantage. They're going to get those guys in eventually. So yeah, you don't want free base runners at all. Guys that have low walk rate are definitely good. But I also like seeing guys like Bello that have a high walk rate that can turn it around and get a low walk rate. A lot of the guys, you'll see like Kopech, for example, guys that just throw really hard, don't really pitch. They don't really command the zone well. Yeah, they're electric, but they're not commanding the zone. They're not really pitching as well as they could. So, yeah, you need to not give up free base runners. No free walks. Yeah.
Okay, so those are our AL Cy Young picks. Let's move on to the National League now. Who is your top pick to win the Cy Young in National League?
So I'm going with the favorite here, and it's a repeat. I'm going Alcantara.
Back to back?
Back to back. He is that good.
Ooh.
He is that good. Plus 500. I think that's a steal. He's insane. Reigning Cy Young, so he's routinely over 100. He's got the 92 mile per hour changeup. He's not a high spin rate. He's middle of the pack in spin rate, but it just doesn't matter. He barely walks anyone. He's a ground ball machine, over 50%, and still 94th percentile in chase rate. So he's keeping guys off the barrel, getting ground balls, jamming people. And what I love most about Alcantara is he's an absolute bulldog. He throws deep into games routinely.
He's a bulldog.
Absolute bulldog. He always wants the ball. He always wants to pitch another inning. He led the league in innings pitched by a considerable amount. 6 complete games.
Yeah.
6 complete games. That's ridiculous. The second most had 3. So double the complete games of the next best person. His stuff is insane.
Who had 3 complete games?
Someone did. I forget who. I'll look it up now, but someone did have 3 complete games.
I'll add to you what you're saying. Yeah, one thing that Alcantara has on the side is volume. You know he's going to throw innings. He's going to want the ball. He's a bulldog. He's a throwback. And he's a ground ball machine, which allows him to be efficient and allows him to pitch deeper into games because he doesn't throw many pitches per at-bats. So
for sure,
he'll definitely have volume on his side. And his stuff, oh my God, he just strike out so many more batters with his stuff. But I think he chooses not to on purpose so he can pitch deeper into games. All right, let's find out who
threw 3. It was Verlander.
Games.
Verlander had...
that makes sense.
Is it?
Wait, no way.
No, I'm sorry. I'm looking at the wrong thing. I'll find it.
All right. So, do you have anything else to say about Alcantara? Anything else?
No, you can go into your pick. I think he's just that good. I gotta find who had the second most. There it is. I'll find it. It was from Valdez.
So that makes sense. Yeah, similar profiles. Ground ball machine.
When you're getting ground balls, you're getting quicker outs. You're gonna throw deeper in the game. It makes sense. Yeah.
So my top pick for NL Cy Young won the award 2 years ago. He's the second favorite behind Alcantara. It's Corbin Burnes at plus 700. Corbin Burnes, like ever since he began throwing his cutter as a primary pitch, he has emerged as a top 3 pitcher in baseball, I would say. Would you agree? Top 3 pitcher in baseball? Insane movement on his cutter. It's basically like a 96, 97, 98 mile an hour slider.
The movement is
insane. Amazing curveball, amazing slider. He pitches at the stretch. I also think it's cool to watch. And with his cutter profile, he won't give up much hard contact, and he won't give up many home runs. I actually thought he was very unlucky last year with his home run rate. I think he should have given up less home runs, which in turn will give him a lower ERA. But also last year, he saw a significant growth in his overall volume, which I think is beneficial because of Brewers, Craig Counsell. He's known to pull pitchers fast, and just to see him earn the trust of Counsell last year was encouraging to me to make this pick for this year because I know that if he does pitch like he does, he'll have volume on his side because Counsell will trust him enough to pitch deeper in the games. So he's my pick. I think he's gonna get 2 Cy Youngs in 3 years. I think he's gonna. He won't repeat his 2021 season, but he'll definitely be better than 2022, in my opinion. Corbin Burnes.
I mean, definitely a fair pick. Ace of the Brewers, much better than Woodruff, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, cutter's electric. Strikes out a ton of guys. Nothing much else to say. He's just a very good pick. But I think Alcantara's got him. I think Alcantara's better.
Okay, who's your dark horse?
And my dark horse, I'm sticking to the theme of really, really dark horses. And I'm going plus 10,000 Hunter Green. I could have gone with Lodelo. I might have even gone Edward Cabrera. But Lodelo's another Reds pitcher. But I'm choosing with Green this time. He's absolutely electric. Routinely over 100, in like DeGrom in that matter, but he had the most 100-mile-per-hour pitches last season. He's decently high in spin rate, 89th percentile in K rate. I can't even tell you how many times last season I'd watch him pitch, and 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, just good morning, good afternoon, good night. You're gone on 3 pitches to everyone. The problems are he's 18th percentile on exit velo. He walks too many guys. He's a little too predictable. Only fastball, slider. Change up to lefties, only fastball slider to righties, which is a problem. You're going to get a little hurt that way if you're so predictable. The changeup was hit hard. Really not a very good pitch. Below average movement.
Fastball too is hit hard. Despite how hard he throws the fastball.
It's hit hard when but he gets it by the first like 5 innings of games. He's getting it by everyone. He can still strike out the world. He was striking out everyone, and it was just only a rookie last season. He'll adjust. The rookie walk problem, I talk about it with Bello. Rookies really, for the most part, are good about adjusting. They come in, they walk too many guys, are a little nervous to attack guys. I think he will adjust. His xERA was lower than his ERA. He had a much stronger second half of the year. So I do think, it's a dark horse, but the stuff is there. I think the Reds are going to be a little better than people think this year with Lodelo and Green. So that is my pick.
My opinion on Green, man, I don't know if he's going to be a starter. I don't know if he has the starting repertoire. Like, he obviously has a fastball slider. I don't know if he'll ever develop that third pitch. And also, his home run problem. He throws hard, but the fastball is hittable. He gave up so many home runs last year. And he's pitching at Great American Ballpark as his home stadium, which is as hitter-friendly as you can get. It's obviously dark horse. He has stuff to win a Cy Young. I'm not as high as him as you are, for sure, though.
That's fair. Those are concerns. I just think that the stuff is too good. How can you not? You could put him in the bullpen and he could be just an electric closer. But I think that'd be limiting his value. I think he's able to pitch somewhat. He pitches into the 5th inning without giving up a run, with shutout through 5 innings, and then he gets hammered in the 6th sometimes. And I feel like he'll learn to pitch a little deeper into games. Maybe save something on the fastball. Maybe you're throwing 99 instead of 102 to start for the first 4 innings. He'll learn. I just think he's a little too good for you to just put him in the bullpen right now. Maybe in a year or two, if he continues to struggle, then you do it. But I think you got to try it a little more.
So my dark horse pick is also plus 10,000. It's Jesus Luzardo from the Marlins. Traded to the Marlins from the A's in exchange for Starling Marte. Luzardo, he figured it out last year. He wasn't healthy the whole year, but when he did pitch, he was absolutely electric. He has nasty stuff. He throws high 90s with ease. Good breaking stuff. His control is an issue sometimes, but he kept it in control for the most part. And he's spending another year in the Marlins pitching factory, which is honestly, he's been one of the best in baseball over the past couple of years.
Sure, definitely.
He could always. I don't know if he can stick as a starter, but if he does, he has the stuff to win a Cy Young. It's a super dark horse for me. And yeah, I think his stuff and his command, if he can put it all together, I think he can definitely win a Cy Young. So it's worth a shot. I'm just worried about his command. I really am. I'm worried about his command. But that's with all young pitchers, and that's why he's a long shot. So,
well, I love the pick. I think that's a terrific pick. He does. The command is a concern. There are times when he gets hit a little harder. Game to game, he's not super consistent, but usually, he was very good last season towards the second half of the year. I love the fastball. I love how it plays. And the whole offseason, I've been saying on Twitter, I want the Orioles to trade for him. And it's not going to happen. The Orioles aren't going to give up enough for him. But Luzardo's he's a really good pitcher. He's getting lost a little bit in the Miami pitching because they're so good. But I think he's a really strong trade candidate. Even if it's not the Orioles, another team, the Marlins have decided they're going to trade pitching, which I believe they should. With Pablo Lopez, I think. Edward Cabrera. I like Edward Cabrera, but I think one of them. You could keep Luzardo, you could keep Cabrera, whoever you believe in least, you trade, and I think you'll get a very good return for. The issue with the Marlins is they don't have enough offensively. The pitching is so good. You have pitchers coming up. You still have Sixto Sanchez in the minor leagues. I don't know if he'll ever turn out, but you have I forget his name now. What's his name? Marlins pitcher that's really good in the minor leagues.
Yuri Perez.
Yuri Perez. He's I think the 3rd best pitching prospect in baseball. He's coming up. There's too many pitchers for the slots. You got to trade someone. Offensively, you need support. Pitching is always in demand. You're gonna get stuff for pitching. But yeah, Luzardo is excellent. So I like the pick.
Yeah, Texas Tech won.
Oh, Texas Tech won.
They came back in 23. They
Was it
covered.
overtime?
Yes, sir. Went to overtime, baby.
It went to
Let's go
overtime.
Red Raiders. Yeah. All right.
Solid,
Sorry.
solid.
Yeah, no. 3-0. 3-0 today.
Big 10 win, Big
So,
12 win.
yep. So moving on to AL MVP. Who would like to go first? Me or you? What do you want?
You can go first.
I'll start off. So my AL MVP pick, he's won it 3 times before. He's at plus 850. Would you like to guess who I'm choosing?
Wait, sorry, you cut off for a second. What do you?
So I said he won. He's won this award 3 times before. He's at plus 850. Would you like to guess who I'm picking?
Oh,
I'm picking Mike Trout, baby. He's gonna. The only like with the Grom, the only thing I'm worried about is him staying healthy. Can he stay healthy? He's been on the IL every year since like 2017. It's concerning, but man, I think this is the year he knows he has to stay healthy because Shohei's last year as an Angel. This is their last run, in my opinion. I think Shohei's leaving unless he do something special. I think Trout's going to do everything he can with his heroic efforts to keep Shohei in Anaheim. But even if he doesn't, he's Mike Trout. Career OPS over 1,000. He still has 90. He's still 90 percentile sprint speed. Max exit velo, hard hit percentage, barrel rate, average exit velo. He still hits the crap out of the ball. He's Mike Trout. Like he'll walk, amazing play discipline. He'll strike out. He strike out like 20% of the time last season. It's fine. Who cares? It doesn't change anything. He's still gonna have his elite play discipline. He's still gonna have his power. He's still gonna have his speed. The only thing that's stopping him is his back. His back, I'm concerned about, and it's just his injury history. I just can't bet against Mike Trout, especially knowing that it's his last run with Shohei, in my opinion.
well, yeah, you said it. It's the injuries, the back. They said it was somewhat. I mean, it was really concerning last year. They said it was like somewhat serious. And it will. They said last year. I remember they said it will hurt him, or he'll have to monitor it the rest of his career, and that really concerns me. The thing with Mike Trout is he's so good. He missed a third of the year last year, still put up 40 home runs. Come on.
Yep.
Come on. He's that good. He's unbelievable. He's Mike Trout, best player in baseball when he's healthy. And when he's healthy has been the problem the last few years. You just named it. The home runs, the exit velo, any stat. He's going to be at the top of the list or near the top. But that is not my pick. My pick is his teammate that you mentioned, his final year. I'm going Ohtani. And at plus 220. And I could point to any stat. Ohtani, if you look on Savant, do you know when it's all red? Ohtani's in the dark red for like every category, except strikeouts. He strikes out a little too much, but I don't really care. Barrel percentage, xWOBA, average exit velocity, 100 percentile on max exit velocity. Slugging, he walks, he takes his walks. Sprint speed, he's fast, hard hit. Come on. He's ridiculous. And he would have won last year too if a judge didn't put up the season he put up. And then I'm just talking about the hitting right now. The pitching, he's still a terrific pitcher. What was it?
Terrific. Terrific pitcher.
Terrific pitcher.
He is top 10. No, I was like, he's more than terrific.
Oh yeah, for sure. For sure. Yeah, no. Yeah, I got you.
He's an ace. He's an ace. It's incredible.
Yo, you got an ace and a top 5 hitter in the same person. I mean, people have talked about it for. This is not new. You know this, but I mean, I have to go with the obvious pick here, and it's Ohtani. Yep. And I don't think anyone's hitting 62 home runs again this year, and so it has to be Ohtani.
I agree. He's a generational talent. He's an ace and a top 5 hitter in like, I don't want to say top 5 hitter. He's top 10 hitter in baseball.
Yeah.
As one player, it's incredible. I mean. The only thing that stopped him last year, like you said, was Judge. He's not hitting 62 again. Ohtani's clear favorite, plus 220. Honestly, at those odds, I wouldn't even choose it, because it's plus 220. But he's a great pick. Of course, he's Shohei Ohtani. And also his walk year too. He has more motivation.
Oh, for sure, definitely.
He wants to get paid. So my dark horse. He was a dark horse last year for many people. Kind of disappointed. He kind of had a disappointing 2022 season, but I'm back on his train. He's so toolsy. I can't bet against it. Luis Robert at plus 5,000. He's a tank. His nickname is I think is L something. It means the Panther. He's the Panther. Both on and off the field. Man, he is huge. He is a huge guy, and what's incredible about him being a huge guy is that he plays center field so well, and he has all the raw tools in the world. He has power. He doesn't strike out much. Actually, for someone with his power, his play discipline is kind of bad, but man, his 2021 season, his half season sample, I still can't like get that out of my mind that if he can put up those numbers for a full season, he can be an MVP winner. And I think he's a tools guy that if he puts it all together, he can win MVP for sure, in my opinion.
That's a great pick. I like Robert. Definitely. I mean, he's been a little unlucky with the injuries past year.
Yeah, that's right too. He has injuries, so that's a concern.
When he's healthy, yeah, that's a concern. But when he's healthy, he definitely, like you were saying, very good player. For sure. I'm going to go to a player that had a kind of a bounce back year last year, and I think will bounce back even more this year and really get back to form. And that is Matt Chapman at plus 12,000. And he is a crusher of baseballs. I've said that for a lot of people, but it is definitely applicable to him. 97th percentile in hard hit, 93rd in exit velo, 88th in barrel rate. He takes his walks, 84th in walks. So he's an above, of course, Matt Chapman, A's defender, terrific defender. He strikes out too much. But the thing is, ever since his season on the A's where he was really good, he's been decreasing the strikeout rate each of the past 3 seasons. And if he can get it back to 21%, which is what it was in 2019 when he had that year, I think that he can really be excellent. The expected stats show potential improvement from where he was last year. And one thing else that is important to note is Toronto made the field size smaller. They decreased the size of the field. He'll hit more home runs. 27 last year, expected 31, and that will only go up. I think he's not going to be the home run leader, but mid-30s home run. Maybe he hits 40 home runs. And no shift, he was much better expected stats without the shift. And now that there is no more shift, his stats will improve from that.
Yeah, Matt Chapman's up there with some of the hardest hitters in the league. He hits the crap out of the ball. His defense has actually kind of slipped over the last year. Man, I don't know if he'll hit well enough to be MVP because MVP, you need to put up a gaudy, you need to put up a high WAR number. And obviously he's going to get his WAR from his defense. And I just don't know if he'll go back to Ace Chapman. I think what he produced last year is his baseline for next year. He strikes out way too much, but I think it's a great value at plus 12,000 though, for sure.
So we got to go NL MVP first. Yeah.
I think we should. Yeah, I think this is more than an hour. I think already. But let's continue. Yeah. You go first this time. NL MVP.
So my NL MVP is Austin Riley. Plus 2,000. 38 home runs last year. Just like Matt Chapman, crushes the baseball. 97th in exit velo, 95 in hard hit, 98 in expected slugging, 96th in barrel rate. And something to keep an eye on. Actually, I'll save this. I'm going to save this. But he hits every pitch type hard. Sometimes you'll see guys crush the fastball but struggle off speed. Sometimes they're a little bit off speed, can't catch up to the fastball. He's consistent across the board with the pitches. He'll hit some gap-to-gap power. He's not a terrific defender. He's not gonna be Machado, Arenado at third base. But the offense is gonna make up for it. Last year was terrific. I think he gets even better this year. The walk rate's been up every season he's been in the majors. The strikeout rate's on the way down. This is the year I think Austin Riley really gets recognized as one of the stars in the game, which I believe he is, and takes the next step.
Obviously, Austin Riley is an elite bat, But like I said, in order to win MVP, he need to put up a good WAR number, and I think his defense is going to hold him back from doing so.
Fair.
So that's obviously he's MVP bat. I don't know if his defense could be good enough to post those numbers. Obviously, he can still win MVP if he puts up like incredible offensive numbers like Goldschmidt did last year. I don't know if he's good enough for that though to put up those kind of numbers. We'll see though. My pick, the favorite in NL right now, plus 550, Juan Soto. Um, I'm kind of being a hypocrite right now because Juan Soto is a terrible defender at right field, but his bat is just generational. He his down year he had a down year last year in his books and still posted like a 140 OPS plus. That's his down year. I think he's gonna bounce back this year. He's gonna want to get paid soon. He's motivated now. He's not a contender, and he's Juan freaking Soto. He is the best plate discipline since
Soto
I've
shuffle,
ever seen in
baby.
my lifetime. He is the best eye I've seen in my lifetime. He'll walk over 20% of the time. His bond's like he won't strike out. He hits the ball super hard. He'll hit it in the ground too much at times. His ground ball rate is like over 50% for his career. It's kind of high, but man, last year was his down year and it was a 140 something OPS plus. Just imagine if he just rebounds and becomes a 170, 180 OPS plus bat. No matter how bad his defense is, his WAR and his overall numbers look so good because he's Juan Soto. He's generational. I can't think of anyone else that I want as my favorite.
I like the pick. I mean, he's the favorite. I really have high hopes for the Padres this year, so I hope he can have a good season and put it together with Machado and Bogarts and Tatis if Tatis is going to play. Yeah. And then, so yeah, I mean, I hope he has a good year. I think that I really hope the Padres have a good season and really overtake the Dodgers in the West, but they're going to need him to really produce if they're going to get that done. And they're going to have good pitching, but Soto's definitely a good pick. I like the value, honestly, on some of the other guys a little better. But 550 is great value. Think about how stacked the NL is for the favorites how competitive it is for the favorites to have 550. So that's my pick. Should I go to my dark horse?
Actually, one more thing. Juan Soto, my only concern with him is his power. Because he has good metrics. He just doesn't lift the ball enough. I don't know if he'll have the home run totals of an MVP candidate. But I mean, he's done it before. He hasn't won MVP before, but he's had good home run numbers in the past before. So hopefully he can repeat it in a pitcher friendly park at Petco. So we'll see. But he's my favorite. I like him the most. All right, let's go with your dark horse.
Dark horse, another really dark horse. Plus 10,000, Tyler O'Neill. So 2021 was a really terrific year for O'Neill. Upper 90s percentile in every stat, crushing the ball. But 2022 was a down year. He's going to strike out a lot no matter what, but he's been cutting the K rate. The walk rate's on the rise. He has elite sprint speed. He hits the ball extremely hard, 80th percentile in barrel rate. And the question is, can he get back to where he was in 2021 in the top 5% in exit velo? He's an above average defender. And so the issue in 2022 was that he struggled on off speed and breaking balls. He crushed the fastball, but he really struggled off speed. I expect a rebound there because in 2021 he wasn't so bad on off speed. I mean, you're going to hit fastball better. Most hitters do. But I think that once you have such a clear difference in how you hit, he's going to be in the cage all off season, working on staying back, hitting the off speed pitch. Too many ground balls last year. He needs to get back to near 30% 2021 fly ball rate, which I believe he will. He has the power. I mean, he's huge, by the way. He's super fast and he is humongous. Tyler O'Neill is so jacked, crushing the ball. I think the home runs will be back up. If the average is decent, I think he'll be okay. Definitely a dark horse, but that is my pick.
He's obviously super dark horse. Tyler O'Neill, I've always been low on him as a player. Like when he had his 21 year, I had him pinned for regression for 2022. I didn't think it'd be that bad, but man, he's a good defender in left. He's fast, but he strikes out too much and he doesn't walk enough. He's a free swinger as a power bat, and that scares me. There's so many outcomes that can come with being a free swinger. But he's a super dark horse, and if he puts together again, yeah, I can see it. Yeah, it's not bad for the odds. Say, where
Plus
is
10,000.
Yeah, I mean, it's worth a shot. I don't like him as a player personally.
I probably should have looked at more like 2 to 5,000 range, but I wasn't really. I was looking deep into the ranking. I like O'Neill, honestly. I like him a little more than you do. I understand. I mean, he's a low average guy, free swinger, like you said, but I feel like if he makes that adjustment, tightens up a little his approach, the potential's there. I like it.
So my next guy, my dark horse at plus 4,500. He's also a free swinger too. I don't think he's winning MVP, but I think he's going to be a really, really good player for the next 10 years. It's Michael Harris. Rookie of the year last year, maybe MVP this year, probably not, but Michael Harris, top prospect for the Braves entering last year, and he outperformed everyone's expectations. Obviously, he's fast. He is an elite defender. He's one of the best center fielders in baseball right now, defensively. But it's his offense that surprised everyone. He had an OPS plus of like 130 something. And with combined with this good elite defense, not good defense, elite defense, he's going to post a good WAR number again next year if he can repeat his offensive numbers. And he's known for making quick adjustments. So I'm curious if he can make another adjustment that can take his offensive game to another level that can allow him to win MVP. But I could also easily see him regressing to being like a league average bat with elite defense, which is still a very good player. So a lot of outcomes for Michael Harris. I'm curious to see the player he becomes for sure, because I could easily see him. I could easily view him as the next superstar. See him as the next superstar, but I could also easily see him as the next like Harrison Bader type player.
Fair pick. I think let's get into home run leaders. Do you want to go first?
You go first.
Okay, we have a list of 5. So we have our top 5, and then we have a dark horse. So let's start. Let's just go.
I didn't do a dark horse. I didn't do that. I'll come with a dark horse on the spot though. I did my top 5, but I'll come with a dark horse.
I'll go first then. We're gonna go up from 5. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then say our leader. And so I'll go first. I'm gonna start with number 5. A lot of these players we've already mentioned. I'm gonna go Mike Trout. 40 homers last season. I project him with 40 homers again this season. He'd have more, but the issue is the back. I don't think he stays healthy the whole season. He's the GOAT. But the thing that really surprised me last year, which was a little un-Mike Trout-like, was the 45% fly ball rate, which is just telling me when he's hitting the ball, he's hitting in the air, he's hitting home runs. He's hitting home runs. Home run every 10.9 at bats. That's crazy. Only player better was Judge. So that is my number 5. I'll move on quickly to number 4, and it's Vlad Guerrero. And now here's a guy, 32 homers last season. I'm going to project 43 this year. He hits the ball hard. 96% exit dealer, 94 hard hit rate. Last year was kind of a down year. I already said this before. Roger Center is made smaller. He's going to hit more home runs. Now here's the issue with Vlad. Only 17% fly ball percentage. That's too low to hit home runs. You got to hit home runs? You got to hit the ball in the air. 24% the previous year, but he still hit 32 home runs. If he gets that up into the mid-20s again, he could easily be the home run leader, but I have him at 4. I'm going to go to 3. This might surprise people. I'm going Aaron Judge at 3. 44 home runs. I'm not lowballing him. That's exactly what Fangraphs MLB had the projection at 44 home runs. When's the last time we had a home run leader in back-to-back seasons? You go all the way back, guess who? 2011, Jose Bautista, that did it 2010, 2011. When's the last time the same team led the league in home runs? The 2016 Orioles, who guess what, led 2013, 2014, 2015, 2016, Chris Davis, Nelson Cruz, Chris Davis, Mark Trumbo. But he is Judge. 44 home runs. It's not a down year. It's a terrific year. When you have 44 home runs, it's a terrific year. 38% fly ball rate. It works for him because his swing is like that. He's lifting the ball. He has so much power. He's going to get home runs. 8.5 at bats per home run. Unbelievable. Terrific player. But he's not the home run leader next year. Number 2 is Shohei Ohtani. 34 homers last year. Nothing else I have to say other than he's Ohtani. It's a contract year. So that means he's going to be even hard. Already MVP like last year, Judge beat him out. This year, he's getting it done. He's going to be even more motivated. Last year on the Angels, I project him with 46 home runs this year. But he still will not lead the league in home runs because guess who? I already said it, my NL MVP, Austin Riley is leading the league in home runs. 38 last year, 49 this year. 97 percentile exit velo, 95 hard hit rate, 98 expected slug, 28% fly ball. He's got to increase it. It was 24 the year before. Last year was 28. He's got to get into the 30-32 range. It's perfect for his swing. Every pitch is hit hard, gap to gap power. He's going to drill the ball. 49 homers. That is my home run leader, Austin Riley.
Damn, hard to beat that. All right, here we go. My top 5. Number 5, Fernando Tatis Jr. He's going to miss a month of baseball. But, man, people are going to be reminded how good Fernando Tatis is. When he missed games in 2021, he still put up 40 bombs. He actually hit 42 bombs. I think he's going to hit close to 40. He'll hit 40. He'll hit like 37, 38. And he'll remind the world that he's one of the best players in baseball. Number 4, I'm going Mike Trout. As long as his back doesn't break down, he's hitting 40 home runs. Like you said, 45% fly ball rate. He's made a change in his swing. He's striking out more. Means he's selling out for power. Means he's going to hit more home runs. Means he's going to win MVP. Means he's Mike Trout. Means he's Mike Trout. Means he's Mike Trout. He's going to hit 40 home runs. He's my number 4 on the list. Number 3, from my New York Yankees, 2022 AL MVP. Beat the Babe. Beat the Maris. Mr. 62 home runs, Aaron Judge. Now he's Mr. 43, like you said. Mr. 45. No more Mr. 62. He's hitting 45 home runs. Still very good. But man, I don't know. You can't hit 62 home runs again. I don't think he'll hit 50 home runs again. I think it's just regression to the mean. That's just how numbers work. I'm a stats major. That's just how it works. He'll still obviously have a great year, MVP-like year. He's Aaron Judge. He's 99. He's the captain, 16 captain of the Yankees. He's a legend. $360 million in his bank account. Okay, number 2, Matt Olson. Matt Olson, yeah. Ooh, hey, look at your face. You're shocked. You're shocked at Matt Olson. You know what they say? You know what they say about players in their first year on a new team, like a big acquisition, either free agent or trade. They struggle in their first year. You know, they have to adjust to a new life, new surroundings. They have to move into a new house. They have to figure out their kids' new schools. It's a big adjustment. You know, these players are humans too. You know, like they can't just focus on the base 100%. He did down here last year, but now this year everything's settled. His family looks good. Nice dog, nice wife. He's gonna hit 48 home runs. He's gonna absolutely go out this year. This is his career year. This is Matt Olson's career year. His second year as Atlanta Brave, he's going to be the best player on the team. He's going to overtake Ronald Acuna as the superstar player, as the face of the franchise. He's breaking out this year. Number 1, World Series. Actually, no, I take it back. That's Pena. But World Series hero, big 3-run home run that won the Astros World Series. Yordan Alvarez. He's hitting 70 home runs this year. No, he's not. He's hitting like 50. He'll hit like 48, 49. Yordan, he hit 37 home runs last year, which is like, what? Yordan Alvarez only hit 37 home runs? How is that possible? I know, right? I'm thinking the same thing. With this power that rivals Judge, his expected stats rivals Judge, I just don't know how he hit 37 home runs. I didn't even look at the numbers. He's Yordan Alvarez. Like, look at him. Look at his swing. Look at his swing. He might actually kill a pitcher. He might be the first hitter to actually kill a pitcher in a game with his line drive. Yordan Alvarez, he's number 1 on my list. I don't know why. He's just Yordan Alvarez, and I seriously don't know how he hit 37 home runs last year. That just blows my mind. But that's my top 5 list right there.
Love it.
Those are all my guys. Yes, sir.
I didn't. Yeah. So Yordan didn't make my list. Top 5. He would have been easily in my top 10. He would have been easily in my top 10. I have him at I made out my top 10. I have him at I put him at 9. Yeah.
That's so disrespectful.
I put him at 9. Actually, I'm sorry. He's at 8. He's at 8. He's behind. I have him behind Pete Alonso and Kyle Schwarber at 6, 7, and he's 8. But I mean, it's a fair point. He hits the ball super hard. But yeah, should we get into my dark horse? Because I'm fired up.
Yes, sir. He's a dark horse.
And there's no one that fires me up more than Rule 5 pick. Switch hitting. Here we go. Anthony Santander. And he hit 33 home runs last year. He is the most underrated player in baseball. This has nothing to do with bias. I don't give a shit about bias. I don't give a shit about any of that. No, he is legit. He is a star. He is a star in this league, and he needs to be recognized as such. X home runs with 37. That's just because of Camden Yards. He's a switch hitter. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Percentile, 87th in expected slugging, 88th in xWOBA, 94th in barrels, 87 in isolated slugging, exit velo of 90, top exit 113, top 8% in the league. At the second half of last year, guess where he was? 16 at-bats per home run. That only trailed Trout, Judge, Schwarber, and Alvarez. But guess what? It doesn't matter. He's the home run leader next year. My dark horse home run leader, not the actual home run leader. My dark horse home run leader, because he squares the ball up, is an absolute beast, and will lead the Orioles to I'm not going to say it because that's for next week, but he's going to lead the Orioles in a great season this year. Anthony and the stare. Santander, baby. Woo! Fire me off.
Man, I didn't come with a dark horse like you, but I'm going with Josh Donaldson. The Burger Braves coming back to New York. He's coming back. He's coming back out. He's gonna hit 30 home runs. No, he won't. He sucks. I don't have a dark horse. I should have come with a dark horse, but no, I like Santander. Maybe he gets straight to the Yankees. I don't know. That should be interesting. Maybe we're looking at the solution to our left field problems. Anthony Santander and the stare. Santander.
And the stare, baby. You know what I thought you were going to say for your dark horse?
Who?
I thought you were going to go Cal Raleigh, and I had my stats pulled up for him. I thought you were going to. It wouldn't have been a
terrible catcher.
I know. He doesn't play every day, so that's the problem.
What's his nickname? The Big Dumper?
Big Dumper, Cal Raleigh.
I don't think it's something like that. I gotta search it up.
I think it is. 96% on barrels, but yeah, he doesn't play. He's not my pick, but I thought that would have been a cool pick to make.
Cal Raleigh, he is Big Dumper. It is Big Dumper. Who knows? Stephen Kwan over under 5 home runs this year.
Going up. Ooh, how many did he get last year?
He had like 3. Wait, I'll search it up. I just popped in my head because I love Stephen Kwan.
I'll go. Wait, the over under is 5. I'm gonna go.
No, I don't know. He had 6 home runs last year actually, and 100.
I'll go over. I'll say he hit 7.
That's a bad line.
I'll say it's 7.
All right. So that's it for our episode. We went over the daily news of the past week and our award prediction winners, as well as our top 5 home run leaders in our opinion. So what's next week?
Next week we got the AL East. We're gonna go division by division. We start AL East next week. We'll have a special guest for you too, and we're gonna go with Boom Boom Birdland to talk Orioles with us in the AL East next week.
I'm excited. We're gonna be banging out content every week.
Every week, baby.
On the grind.
We're on the rise.
We are on the rise. Humbabe.